So you wanna make money from your small YouTube channel. Let's talk about brand sponsorships. I got my first brand sponsorship on my last YouTube channel with about 3,000 subscribers. You do not have to have a massive channel to make money online. I'm gonna talk about how I got my first brand sponsorship on my other YouTube channel. Let's dive into it, starting with tip number 1. Before I get into the tips of this video, I wanna say I am no legal expert. I am not gonna talk about the legalities of brand sponsorships. You need to seek out legal advice when you work with a company. This is a business transaction, so keep that in mind. Do your own research, get advice from legal experts. I'm just talking about how I approached actually getting a brand sponsorship. Let's get into it. Number 1, I had a niche target audience. Now, I talked about the pros and cons of niching down in my last video, so I'll leave that link down below and in the cards above, but there are pros and cons of niching down. Now, some people will choose a theme instead of a niche and kind of abide by that theme in all of their videos, while other people use a niche. I'm gonna make a whole video talking about the difference between like a personal brand and really niching down to one specific topic. Maybe you're like an educational channel or something like that. But right now, I'm talking about really niching down because that is going to be the quickest and easiest way to get brand sponsorships. I'm gonna talk about this more in the future video, but it might be the fastest way to grow in 2024 and in 2025 right now. So let's dive into that. So when you have a niche audience, you have a super specific target audience. And maybe I need to talk about this also in a video about branding in general and starting a brand online. It is super important to know your audience inside and out. And when you have a niche topic online that you're talking about, you have a super target audience. So for example, my last channel was about an eco-friendly lifestyle. I reviewed a heck of a lot of eco-friendly products. And so people were coming to my channel specifically to seek out eco-friendly products. That is a niche target audience. My audience cares about the planet. They want to make more sustainable choices at home. They want to reduce their plastic consumption. Like, you need to know who that target audience is. What is their age? What is their gender identity? What is like all of these different things, right? You want to know your audience inside and out. So I knew my target audience. I knew they wanted eco-friendly products. Those were the brands that I could have sponsorships with. When a brand would approach me or I would approach them, they were typically brands that sold eco-friendly products and eco-friendly alternatives. So let's say your channel is about baking. You are making your own recipes and you're sharing your recipes online. I would specifically seek out brands that are selling baking ingredients, kitchen gadgets at home. Maybe it's like KitchenAid or something in that niche specifically, right? It's common sense. It makes sense. But obviously your brand and the brand selling services or products should be aligned, especially in the beginning. Now, if you have a massive audience, you're probably not watching this video. But if you grow to have a massive audience, you can be more broad with sponsorships for sure. They don't necessarily have to be aligned with your channel, especially if your channel is like an entertainment channel or a personal brand, something like that. But if you have a niche topic, you want to work with brands that are very aligned with the videos you make. Okay, so the second tip for getting your first brand sponsorship is to have examples of what a sponsorship would look like on your channel. On my channel, I would review a ton of eco-friendly products. A brand, if I reached out to them or they reached out to me, they would see how I would actually create content for them because I was looking to work with brands who sold eco-friendly products and eco-friendly alternatives. So I already had examples on my channel of like what a potential sponsorship would look like. Obviously, I didn't have an exact example because I had never worked with a brand before, but I had reviewed a ton of products. It showed that I knew what I was doing. I was good at content creation. I went thoroughly into a review of a product. If you don't have examples of that, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I would say, okay, maybe let's think about how to incorporate, how to show certain services or products into the content that you're making right now. I think it is important to just have some sort of example for a brand in the future so they kind of know what to expect. So how did I actually secure a brand deal? But before I did that, I had 3,000 subscribers. I was a small YouTube channel. I think a lot of people people who are not in social media, in the industry, are influencers, work in marketing, all of that jazz. They're like, how the heck do smaller channels, how the heck do they make money? I'm gonna say there's a lot of ways because it is the internet. You can sell your own services and goods, you can have brand sponsorships, you can have affiliate links, all of the things. And some people do it better than others. I will say some people know how to make money and some people struggle with it online and it is hard. So it's like, how did I, with 3,000 subscribers, which is a very small channel relatively speaking, when there are so many channels that have 150K, have 500K, have over 1 million subscribers, why the heck would a brand want to work with me? Let's talk about it. So even though my channel was small, it was growing and I had pretty consistent views on my videos, especially on my product reviews. And I think as a brand, when they see a lot of eco-friendly product reviews, because my channel was about eco-friendly living, people knew what to expect from my videos and my channel. And there were a lot of brands that turned me down, but showing that there is consistent growth on your channel, even though you're small, is really good for a brand. Plus, when you are smaller, typically you charge less than the bigger influencers, the bigger personal brands, all of that, the bigger channels. So if you're a smaller channel, this is kind of your chance to get in. I do want to say, don't sell yourself short. There have been several times where I have not asked for enough when I should have. You know, that's a personal growth journey as well. I really want you to not sell yourself short. I'm not gonna talk about money specifically in this video, but please, please, please know your value. Please, please, please know what you provide. I had 3,000 subscribers at the time of getting my first brand sponsorship, but the video over time got to 14,000 views. And that is the beauty of YouTube. YouTube videos can grow for a long period after it has been posted. There are a lot of other social media platforms where it really only thrives in a short amount of time when you post a reel or a TikTok or a short form video. With YouTube videos specifically, they can keep growing, especially because of search. You guys, please utilize search. I know this video is not about that, but if you have not utilized search and keywords and YouTube SEO, what the heck are you doing? Please, 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 it'll help you so much. So again, I kind of had this proven track record of creating an eco-friendly product review that did really well and that my audience liked and that I was getting new audience members on every video. So brands really did like to see that for sure. And they liked that I had a niche topic, a niche subject that I was talking about. And they knew that my audience who was subscribing was there for said topic. Let's talk about how I actually secured the sponsorship because I know that's what you came for. So let's get into that. And I'm telling you, it might kind of shock you. So let's get into it. So how did I lock down my first brand sponsorship? I sent an email and I reached out. You guys, it's that flipping simple. Now, I'm not saying it's easy to secure your first brand sponsorship, but it's not like it's rocket science of what you have to do and you have to go through all these hoops and all of that jazz. Like, it really is as simple as sending an email. Now, I'm gonna say this right now. I sent out a handful of emails every week reaching out because I really, back in the day, really wanted those brand sponsorships. I knew my audience well. I knew I had value in the content I was making online. And this brand saw that. So I'm not gonna talk about them specifically, but it was an eco-friendly brand. I sent them an email. I didn't necessarily know the specific person to reach out to, and that was probably not the best way to do it. I just sent it to their general, like, hello@blablabla.com email. And I talked about my channel, I talked about my audience, I talked about how I was really interested in trying their products and da-da-da, and I would love to work with them. And they were kind of a newer brand and they were super interested in working with me. And that's how we kind of sealed the deal. It was via email because I reached out to them. When you are starting out, when you are a smaller channel, I highly recommend, if you want brand sponsorships, to reach out via Instagram DM, via email. I think there are so many ways to reach out and people are not doing it. People are expecting everyone to come to them. When you are a big influencer, when you have a big channel or a big platform, yes, of course, brands are going to be reaching out to you because they know your value because you're getting a certain amount of views. When you are smaller, they might not have found you yet, and that's okay. Introduce yourself. Even if you don't get a brand deal, maybe you get some gifted PR products that you can try, and maybe you can try them on your channel. Maybe you're establishing a relationship with a brand, with a person who works for the brand, so that you can work together in the future. This is so, so important long term. And if you want brand sponsorships, you have to reach out, especially when you are small in the beginning. You have to put in the work. Things don't just happen because, oh, I posted a video to YouTube and I did no editing. I didn't do any keyword research. You guys, it takes effort and it does take work. It does take work. Honestly, I really couldn't have asked for a better sponsorship. I absolutely loved working on the video, and they were very surprised with the quality of the video. So if you know how to edit, if you have a niche topic, if you have a target audience, I'm telling you, you can work with brands. Yes, this was back in like 2020. Honestly, the video went live, I think right around when the whole world kind of shut down for the pandemic. So that was an interesting time for sure. But truly, all it takes is reaching out to brands. The worst they can say is no. You know, it's part of having a business, right? There's gonna be a lot of rejection, and having a channel and having brand sponsorships and all of that, like, it is a business. So I actually created a content calendar for you guys. As of posting this video, it might have changed since you have watched this, but I'm having it free for just a small amount of time so that you can try it and give me your thoughts and let me know. It's a Notion calendar template. I think it's really helpful to plan YouTube content and write an outline and go through keywords and all of that jazz. So I'm gonna have that linked below so you can test it out and see if you want to continue using it to plan your own content. Like I said, it won't be free forever, so if you want to get in on it early and have access to that for free, do it now. So if you guys have any questions about getting that first sponsorship, like, please let me know. I can definitely dive more into it in the future as well. I just wanted to give you my tips on how to get to that first brand sponsorship, because that can be the hardest. Really, the beginning stages of your channel can be the hardest. Like and subscribe. It really helps me out and it helps the algorithm. Stay tuned for more YouTube tips if you want to grow your own channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.